In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a shutter effect. We'll go to File, Import, File, and take up select this picture. Increase the scale. Okay. Now, to apply the shutter effect, you need to do File, Simulation, Shutter. Go to File, Simulation, Shutter. Now you need to change the settings for view. Rendered. You need to go to the rendered view, and it's an automated effect. As you can see, now you can change the from bricks to glass, and that's it. This is an automated effect. You can change the settings, the force 1, force 2, the depth, the radius, how much you want it to get shattered. See the radius, we have to make it bigger. See, for the shutter to take place. See, okay. So that's the shutter effect. After that, what we are going to do is, we are going to take a text and write shutter. Scribble. We are going to write scribble. Keep the scribble in the middle. Now, layer, create mask from text. You can delete the base, and then you can add effect, generate scribble. The color of the scribble can be red, and you can choose all mask over here. So as you can see, immediately when the shutter is complete, we can delete the main layer. As the shutter is complete in 1 second, you get the scribble effect. Here inside the scribble effect, you have different types of scribble. Centered edge, you can change it the way you want it to be. You can have outside edge. It's up to you. How would you like the scribble to be? Now, I'm going to show you another effect called waveform. File. I'm going to import.
In this movie, we're going to kind of build on what we learned in the last movie, where we learned how to use layers as controllers. And we're going to use a displacement map to take a photo, this photo actually, and bring it to life like this. So it makes it seem like we're kind of panning through the camera, but in actuality, this is just a simple photo that's being displaced with a map that we will make. So our journey here actually begins in Photoshop. We're going to start with the Angela in the Snow.jpg, and I am going to first double-click the background to unlock it. And let's go ahead and call this layer Angela. And next, I will drag this layer to then create a new layer icon at the bottom of the Layers panel. And I want my Angela layer to be on top, so I'm going to drag that on top, even though they're both the same thing right now. Double-click Angela Copy, and I'm going to call this layer Dis Angela. This will be the displacement map that we make. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint over this Dis Angela layer. So I'm going to take the opacity of this layer, just click on the word opacity and drag it to the left. Make that layer about 28% or so, 27% is fine. And then I'm going to click this little padlock icon to lock the layer. That way we can't make any changes on it, paint on it accidentally, or what have you. Then I'm going to select this Dis Angela layer. I'm going to hit the letter D as in David on the keyboard. And then I'm going to push Option Delete on the Mac or Alt Backspace on the PC to fill this background layer with black. You see, what we're going to do here is we're going to use the color black in After Effects to tell the displacement map effect, which we're going to use, which pixels are in the background, and white will tell After Effects which pixels are in the foreground. So now our displacement map is pure black, everything's in the background. Next, I'm going to select the brush tool. I'm going to right-click on my document, and I'll select this 19-pixel brush. Go ahead and click outside. And this is a little bit too small.
In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a page peel effect. I have a footage over here. Okay. I'm going to go to Effect, Distort, CC, Page Turn. As you can see, this is one of the famous effects. Over here, you need to animate the fold position. it's going to be like this initially. Then after 1 or 2 seconds, it's going to turn all the way. Yes, it's going to turn all the way. This point is going to be here, this way. So until unless it goes out of this focus. So this is the effect, slow effect. So this is the way page peel, page turn works. Page turn effect. Now I'm going to show you another effect. Alt and right. We're going to take another footage and we are going to do file, import file. Let's take another footage. We are going to distort this. So effect, distort, corner pin. The corner pin effect helps us to give perspective to the footage. As you can see, the footage we can move the way, we can distort it the way we want it to distort. Okay, so this effect is very useful and you can animate all these. So this is the corner pin effect. In this tutorial, dear students, we are going to learn how to make whips of light. First of all, take a new composition. Then take a new layer, new solid. Then draw a shape. So when you select the solid and draw the shape, it becomes like a mask. Now take this Vegas effect, V-E-G-A-S, Vegas effect, and drag and drop it on the solid. Now we are going to customize this effect and change some settings over here. First of all, we are going to put it on mask path. Reduce the number of segments to 1. Change the length to around 50, 500. Okay, and we are going to put it on transparent. We are going to increase the yes. So as you can see, we have this. Okay. Then what we are going to do is, we are going to rotate this. We want to rotate this segment. We can increase the width also as much as you like. You can change the color. I would prefer a lighter blue. Okay. So now we need to rotate this. So how are we going to rotate this? I'm going to go from rotation. I'm going to start around 1 second. I'm going to put this to -1. -1. Because, okay. Let me see how it's rotating. Okay, let me do it again. Rotation, and then I move and I set it to -1. Sorry, over here we need to set it to -1. Okay, so as you can see, the path starts rotating. Okay, so now we need to set the opacity. The start opacity is going to be 0. After some time, immediately after one frame, it's going to be 1. Then it's going to be 1, the same opacity. Then at the end, it's going to become 0. So it's going to be like this. Perfect. Starts and it fades away. So it starts and it fades away. So if you want to check, you can check it. Okay. So here it's going to be. So you can add one more frame. Set the opacity over there to full. Okay. So it's going to be like this. Okay. Now what we are going to do is, on top of this, we need to add another layer, new solid. Okay. Then we are going to put particles effect. So effect, select the solid effect. Let me deselect everything. Effect, generate CC particles. Sorry, it's in the simulation. Simulation CC particle system 2. Put that. CC particle system 2. Now we are going to customize these particles. As you can see, they animate by themselves. We need to customize them. So we need to put the birth rate to as low as we can. Maybe the least is 0.1. I'm going to put it 0.1. I'm going to click on particle, change it to stars. I'm going to make the size, the birth size and the death size to very small. Okay, that's enough for me. Okay, and then I'm going to produce this is the position and this is the radius, the x and the y radius. If you want, you can alter this. Keep it to just 1. It's the x and the y radius. The particles will spread. You can work on the opacity, velocity. You can reduce it to very tiny. We just want it to be like this. Gravity, you can make it negative so that it's maybe you can put it to 0. Yes. So that it's like this. They made it exactly towards you. Resistance is how close the particles are going to be. The more the resistance, they are going to be generated like this. So it depends on how much you want to put. So the birth rate, I would like to make it low, 1. And the velocity also would like to make it more low. Okay. And the radius, we can spread it out a little bit. Yes. Maybe around 10. Okay. And yes. Okay. So it's up to you. How do you want it? All the settings up to you. See, as I change, you can see the changes. So now I would like to change the color, white and a lighter blue. We have beautiful stars popping out. So you can see we have beautiful stars popping out. And we can decide longevity. We can reduce this longevity, how long they live. Just we want them to die fast, so we want an effect like this. So now I would like this to rotate. I would like this to go. The birth size, I feel it's better. Hold like this. Yes, beautiful. So now I would like this to go along with this whip of light. So how would I make this go along with this whip of light is that I have to follow this whip of light. So suppose at this position the whip is here. So we are going to animate the position, put the stopwatch for position, move little, move little, yes. Move a little bit. So now when you see the stars, follow the path. Now we are going to write down the text. Because we are using the Vegas effect, I prefer to write down Vegas, and I'm going to choose a nice font. Yes, any font you like. Let me select the text for this. Let me select the text. Yeah. You can choose any font you like. Let us select this. You can adjust the size. Now we're going to change the color to a brighter blue. So at least we are able to see the effect. It's like this. So what we are going to do is we are going to put effect select the text, effect, generate CC light sweep. So what is this effect all about? As you can see, this effect, can you see the intensity? You can see that you can change the color, you can change the width for this effect. And I would like to make a sweep from left to right, so I'm going to put the effect like this. Center is here. Then 1 second, when it completes, I would like to make the width go like this. So it's from left to right like this. As it moves, this also moves. So that's the effect. But as you can see, the particles are still being emitted. Now we need to work on the particle system over here. So what we can do is, we can play with the opacity. We can put the opacity transform mode. Look at the opacity. Okay, we can play with the opacity of the layer. So I would like to open the opacity of this layer. I would like to open the opacity of this layer, T, and after some time, when it reaches this is the layer for this thing, I will make it 0. So the effect goes like this. It starts and it. Welcome back. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a this is called animated background. First of all, for that we need a solid. We need to take a solid. Okay, I have a solid over here. Now, effect generate fractal noise and grain fractal noise. We need to go to fractal noise. This is an effect that generates black and white streaks, black and white backgrounds, and over here you have options like you can make it spline, you can make it block, you can make it turbulent smooth, you can choose the way you want it to max. It's up to you. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to transform, change the scale, remove the uniform scaling option, make the width and the height go to around 4000 pixels. Yes, we have it, and here it can go around 4000 to, you know, fairly large size. And here you have the offset. You can just drag the offset over here, and this height can reach around 7000. Yes. So I have a band of gray, white and black bars. I'm going to animate them. To animate them, I'm going to use evolution property. I put a stopwatch, I go further in time and then animate it. As you can see, these bars start animating. Now we need to color them. Color correction, tritone. We need to colorize them. So for that, we are going to select 3 colors based on your choice. It's up to you. Maybe a pink. So these are animated bars which you can use as a background. In front of these animated bars, I would like a girl's silhouette. So I'm taking this jumping girl, just put it up. We are going to make her as a silhouette. So we are going to effect color corrections, curves, and we are going to make the curve right below, adjust the line right below so that it becomes completely black. Now I'm going to duplicate, Command D thrice, and then I'm going to shift the position of the girl as I want. Change the scaling, and then I'm going to shift the video in time so that the 3 girls, they start dancing at different speeds. So this is the most popular effect that is being used in Sony. Thanks for watching. Now I'm going to show you another effect called waveform, audio waveform effect. For that effect, we need an audio file, as in over here, I have an audio file. I'm going to take a new layer, new solid. Okay, and then I'm going to do effect generate audio waveform. Now I would come here to the audio layer and select this. See, it's an automated effect. We can adjust the thickness of the lines, the height, and these waves, they come from the audio. From the audio we play. If you notice, that's it. So thanks for watching. Welcome back. In this composition, I'm going to show you how to make a blur effect. First of all, I'm going to start with a new solid layer. Take a new solid layer. Then start drawing shapes, different types of circles, wherever you want. Now go to Effect, Blur and Sharpen, CC Radial Fast Blur. Apply that blur, increase the amount to 100. Now we're going to animate the center of the blur. This is the center. Let us place it over here. And then let's move in time and move the center the way we want. Okay. So this gives a beautiful effect of the light streaks moving. Now I'm going to take the text effect, text, and write motion blur. I'm going to write motion. Now, in order to apply blur to motion, first of all, any text effect, first of all, put the blur for the composition, enable it for the composition, and then enable it for the layers. Yeah. Then you try to make position effect or any effect, animate it. Like from left to right. Let's animate it from left to right. So you can see the blur happening. Just for the blur to happen, we are supposed to work at frame level. So as you can see, the blur is happening. So always remember, for the blur to happen, you need to work at a frame level, not in seconds, at seconds. So you need to give a shorter time span for the blur to happen. As you can see over here, it comes with a blur. So this is a motion blur and a CC Radial Fast Blur effect. Thanks for watching. Welcome back. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make beams of light. I'm going to take a footage, scale it down, and then we are going to take the pen tool and okay, so now we selected the footage and then we drew a mask. Now if I want the lines to go from one end to the other, so layer, always remember layer, new solid, any color. It doesn't affect, effect, generate beam. This is an effect wherein you get a beam of light. So we need to fine tune it. And we're going to increase the length to 100. We are going to put the ends like this. Okay, so we can adjust the starting and the ending thickness. Okay, so now we're going to animate the starting point. Let the starting point be on the left. Just 1 minute. Let it be on the left, and then we move across wherever we want the line to come and put it on the right. So as you see, we get a beam of light. Okay, we can just increase the thickness a little bit more. Okay, so now as you can see the effect, we get the beam of light from left to right. This beam of light has to travel very fast, so make sure that you are just giving a 0.5 of a second for the beam of light very fast. Okay, so I'll do it once again. Layer, new solid. I take a new layer. Effect, distort beam, generate beam, effect, generate beam. I put it over here. This time let us take this one. Okay, we place it over here, and okay, we make the length to 100. We can change the colors from the white to a blue. Okay, and then we would like to animate that with time. So starting, it's here, and then after some time it's going to be there. Okay, so this is the way it moves, one line and another line. That's it. So dear students, in this composition I'm going to show you how to make a blur effect. Here I have a composition. I've taken a new composition. I have written blur 2 times. I have 2 layers and I have duplicated this using Command D. You can use Command D to duplicate. Okay, so on the below layer I'm going to put effect, blur and sharpen, CC radial fast blur. As you can see, let me hide this. This is the blur. And this is the full blur effect we are going to use. Let us reduce it. It's the brightest, the darkest. Let us go for the standard. Now we are going to animate the center from left to right. Okay, and then put back the text. So we get a beautiful blur effect from left to right, which you must have seen in a lot of movie trailers. And then I'm going to take a new layer. New solid, and then I'm going to effect generate, effect simulation, I'm sorry for that, effect simulation starburst, CC starburst. You can reduce the speed, the scatter. It's an automated effect. Let us put it into the background. So let us do the customization for that. Let us make it very small, and that's it. You can just play around with the speed. This is the effect. If you want, you're not happy with the blur, you can increase the blur to 100 and you get a beautiful effect. So thanks for watching.